Am I wrong for not inviting my daughter to my wedding after I was uninvited from her college graduation a few years ago? Hi, I'm Rachel, and welcome to Snacks and Scandals, where snacks meet Reddit story scandals. Today's theme is sweet betrayal, also known as revenge. And to go along with our sweet revenge, we have sweet cinnamon rolls, where just like betrayal and revenge, cinnamon rolls can get messy. And I made these using a hack from social media where you add in some heavy whipping cream, and then I also mixed it with some butter and brown sugar. So hopefully these are delicious. And let's just go ahead and dive into these and get the messiness going, shall we? I'm gonna go for the middle one here. I think I need a fork, but it's gooey and it smells delicious and it looks even better. So bon appetit. Wow. It is so soft and even sweeter than normal with that brown sugar added in there. You could also add cinnamon, but I didn't want a lot of overpowering cinnamon. That is a good way to make these because they're just so soft and they're fully cooked. You know, sometimes you can get cinnamon rolls where they're not cooked in the middle, but these are really good. Like here, you can see on this one how it's just moist and very soft. Now that we have gotten things messy with our divine, delectable cinnamon rolls, let's dive into our first story. And this comes from the subreddit, Am I Wrong? Am I wrong for not inviting my daughter to my wedding after I was uninvited from her college graduation a few years ago? My ex-wife and I divorced a few years ago after I found out about her emotional affair. I initiated the divorce. I did not tell my daughter the real reason because I did not want to affect her bond with her mom. All my daughter knew was I initiated the divorce and that her mom tried really hard to save the marriage. So my daughter was expectedly really angry with me. However, what really hurt me was when she did not want me to attend her college graduation. I was really proud of what she had accomplished, and I was really looking forward to her graduation and her name being called. But when she told me on the call that she didn't want me to come, I took it really hard. A couple months later, however, she called me and apologized, and she was crying a lot on the call. She told me her mom had told her the real reason of the divorce. Apparently, her mom felt really guilty about it, especially after I was uninvited from the graduation. I accepted her apology, but it was hard not to feel some hurt from not attending her graduation. It's been 3 years since then, and I married my wife last week. It was a small private wedding. I only invited a few of my friends and family. I did not want it to be some fancy, outlandish wedding. I debated inviting my daughter to the wedding, but I realized I still had some lingering resentment, and I didn't want her at our wedding. The wedding overall was great, and I did the father-daughter dance with my niece. Last night, my daughter called me. She was really hurt because I did not tell her that I had even married, and she found out about it from some Facebook pics and videos. She was also upfront with me and told me what hurt her most was seeing the video of the father-daughter dance with my niece. I felt really guilty about it, but she was crying a lot on the call. I told her it was just that my niece is close to both me and my wife. My wife is my sister's best friend. I told her it wasn't a slight against her at all. My daughter then asked me if I didn't invite her because I was uninvited from her graduation a few years ago. I told her honestly that yes, I had some resentment and I wasn't able to get over it. I also told her that it was my wedding and ultimately I had the right to invite the people who I was most comfortable with. This is absolutely petty for a grown man to do to his daughter, and then to take it a step farther and do the father-daughter dance with his niece. You shouldn't even have had the father-daughter dance. And he probably knew that there was going to be pictures and videos out there, and so he let it happen. I am just shocked that he would be so petty against his daughter. She had no idea. She had no idea what the divorce was about. And he might as well have told her. Obviously, she's an adult. If she's graduating college, he could have just told her what the issue was, let her make her own informed decision about her parents' fault in the divorce, and go on from there. Let's read some comments. What the heck? Why wouldn't you tell a 21-year-old why you got divorced? That's on you. Then you resent her for mishandling the divorce? That's also on you. Exactly. Finally, you didn't even tell her you were married. I mean, I would tell my coworkers if I got married, even if I didn't invite them. It honestly sounds like you just don't value your relationship with your daughter. Exactly. You would just tell people in general that you got married, people you don't even necessarily like or are friends with. Wow. You chose to be petty with your own daughter. This is a permanent wedge in your relationship with her. Yeah, this will be remembered for decades to come, and maybe they'll forgive each other and get over it, but there will always still be that slight resentment and some mistrust in the relationship. It could have been a reconciliation. Might be one less person at your funeral. Ooh, yikes. Don't be shocked when you're not invited to her wedding. Oh, the tables have turned again. Or she doesn't want you to walk down the aisle or have a daughter and father dance with you. You're the a-hole, and you know it. You don't care because you got your revenge. You're a grown adult and act like a petty child to your child. Hope you are so proud of yourself for being a crappy dad. These comments are harsh. This is from the subreddit, Am I Wrong? But people are still saying that this dad is the a-hole. You're the a-hole, but at least you showed your daughter you're petty and unwilling to forgive a mistake she made that she apologized for once she got all the information which you willingly withheld. Hope it was worth it when she goes no contact. Yeah, that's the thing. When she had all the information, she had apologized, and then years later, this dad is still holding this resentment against his daughter and doesn't invite her to his wedding or even tell her, for that matter. So this is just not a good situation for their relationship as a whole. Somebody comments, I hope this is rage bait. If it's not, yes, you are wrong. Your daughter apologized. You show great lack of moral character for holding a grudge over something like this. Grow up. You're wrong. Your child had an emotional reaction that you completely understood, and the moment she learned the truth, apologized and felt horrible. You as a grown adult are petty. It doesn't feel like there is much of a relationship between you and your daughter anyway, so you won't miss it much. Yeah, maybe they don't have that much of a relationship and it really doesn't matter, but unfortunately, this daughter isn't going to be able to trust her dad. That's just how it goes. So with that, let's move on to our second story. My ex-girlfriend got revenge on me and I am so broken. I, a 25-year-old male, have been with my ex-girlfriend Carly, 23-year-old female, for nearly 10 years. So since you were 13 and 15, we were high school sweethearts and we had a good relationship until after she completed college. Adulthood has been putting a strain on our relationship, so bills and finding sustaining jobs has been a challenge. We started arguing a bunch and just started overall being annoyed with each other's existence. We weren't sleeping in the same room, let alone being intimate. It was a tough time to say the least. We tried therapy and I felt like it wasn't working. I honestly wanted to be done, but I couldn't break up with her because we lived together and she helped me get out of debt. So I did something horrible and I started cheating on her with her childhood best friend. I thought she would never find out, and oh my gosh, was I wrong. Yesterday afternoon, I came home and she wanted to talk, and without hesitation, she jumped straight into it and asked me point blank if I was cheating on her, and I of course tried to lie, and she just starts laughing and says, I knew you weren't going to admit it, but I was going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So now I just feel less guilty. I just confessed to her and she looked at me and didn't have any expression nor speak. When I finished, she just laughs and told me I would never forget it. Honestly, it's fine because Louis was over last week and we had a great time. My heart dropped to my stomach because Louis is my big brother. I just thought it was a low blow on Carly given she knew how insecure I was about my brother. He's the golden child and literally always did things 10 times better than me. I'm stuck having to have some sort of relationship with him, and meanwhile, she can just drop her friend. My chest and heart has been hurting so much since I found out, and I'm so broken. I know I was wrong for cheating first, but if she knew, why didn't she just break up with me first? I called out of work because I feel like throwing up just thinking about it. Edit. I did not intend for this to go viral. I'm just extremely hurt and I get I messed up. Also, yes, I know she did because she offered video proof and my brother has been dodging my calls. I'm going actually insane right now and all you people here are just obsessed with kicking me while I'm down and it's messed up. Like I get LOL, so funny. She won, good for her. Also with the debt she helped me pay off, she just did it from her inheritance. I didn't ask her. If she asked for the money back, I would be willing to set up some payment arrangement for her. So the guy says, why didn't she just break up with me rather than doing this to me? He could have done the same thing. It's just going to make things 10 times worse. And it made it really bad since she cheated on him with his brother, who he sounds to be really jealous of and insecure about. Let's read some comments. LOL, leave her alone because if you piss her off more, she will start comparing dick sizes, and at that point, you will need to get a new family member. Yikes. I don't know about that. Literally, always, this comment reads, literally always did things 10 times better than me. This is one more thing to add to the list. Another commenter writes, why didn't you break up with her before cheating? With her best friends, who I'm guessing is no longer her friend. She wanted to hurt you as much as you hurt her. I gotta be honest, man, I have no sympathy for you. It wasn't a low blow. You deserved every bit of it and you had it coming. And asking why she didn't just break up with you first tells volumes about you and your maturity. That's the thing you should have done. Why do you get to behave like a childish butthole, but still somehow think you get to hold her to a higher standards? Not how it works. She got you good and you 100% deserved it. You were practically begging for it. Ain't no one going to feel bad for you now. Wow, that commenter is pretty harsh and to the point. Our last comment reads, I know I was wrong for cheating first, but if she knew, why didn't she just break up with me first? So you can dish it out, but you can't take it? You completely deserve this, and your ex sounds like a really cool woman. Well, I don't know about a cool woman. I think for some of these, people probably go into getting revenge, feeling good about it. But I can't imagine at the end, once everything is said and done, that they feel all that great about what they have done. That's just me. I don't know. But let's give our messy cinnamon roll one more bite before we get into our final story. It would be so much better if it were cream cheese frosting. The frosting that they give you, it just tastes like crayons, in my opinion. Does the frosting from cinnamon rolls and other like store-bought cakes and things taste like crayons to other people, or is that just me? Our final story comes from the subreddit True Off My Chest, just like our second one did. And the title of this one is, My Ex Got Revenge on Me in the Worst Possible Way, and I have no way to clear my name. Last year, I cheated on my ex-girlfriend of 8 years, Annie, with a colleague, Jess, who I now have a 3-week-old son with. I have no excuse. It cost me my job and the majority of my friendships, along with the love of a good woman. I deserved it all and have never expected any sympathy for my actions. Annie delivered my stuff to my parents' house before I even knew she knew about the cheating. She didn't even confront me. She just cut me out of her life without a word. I messaged everyone we knew begging them to ask her to talk to me, and I sent hundreds of messages telling her how much I regretted everything and wanted her back. I never got a response. Jess saw the messages, and it obviously caused issues between us in the beginning, but she fell pregnant quickly, so we moved past it for the sake of our family together, which we both wanted. I am 100% committed to the relationship and haven't even looked at another woman since I settled down. In the final stretch of Jess's pregnancy, about a month ago, I saw Annie in the shop for the first time since the breakup. She was pretty cold towards me, but said that a few months ago she found a keychain that my granddad got me when I was very young. It's not valuable, but she knows it means a lot to me, and she said I could come collect it the following Saturday morning. I explained that was 6 days after Jess was due to give birth, so I'd probably need to be home, but she just said I could either get it on Saturday or it was going in the bin, so I agreed a time to go over. My son was born a few days late, but he's perfectly healthy and wonderful. So he was less than 24 hours old on the Saturday I needed to collect the keychain. I planned to pop in on the way to the hospital, but when I got to my old house, Annie invited me in to talk about how things ended between us. I thought we had a good conversation and that both of us walked away with closure. She let me apologize for the way I treated her, wished me the best with my new family, and hugged me as I left. I admit I held on tightly for the hug, but it was purely because of the relief, not lingering feelings. I spent less than an hour at her house, then headed to the hospital. I didn't tell Jess about any of this because I knew she would feel insecure about Annie, and I didn't want that to add any fuel. When I arrived at the hospital after seeing Annie, Jess had revoked my access, and the ward manager wouldn't tell me why. I ended up being removed by a security guard because I was denied seeing my son for the second time ever, and I didn't respond well to being blindsided. I tried calling Jess and her mom over and over, and the only response I got was a screen recording of a message from Annie. It was doorbell footage of me walking through the door at 9:30, then back out just after 10:15, and the hug is only partially caught, so it does look like we could have been kissing. The message Annie sent with it said, "Did he even shower and change his clothes between sleeping with me and holding his son? Congratulations on being stuck with him for the next 18 years. I hope it's everything you dreamed of." No one believes this is a setup at all. It's something I would never have expected from Annie, and no one else would either, so they're completely rejecting the idea that this is a lie. I sent her a message asking her why she did this, assuming I'd still be blocked. Her response was that she wasn't going to let me play innocent, and that I may have deleted all of our messages over the past few months, but she hasn't. Obviously, there are no messages, but she blocked me again straight after, so I have nothing at all to exonerate myself with. She waited in silence for almost a year, then took the most cruel and vindictive revenge she possibly could. I have met my son once, minutes after he was born, and now Jess is refusing any contact with me and won't let me see him. Court will take months, and my heart hurts every minute of every day. I know what I did to Annie was horrible, but I don't deserve this. I have no one to talk to about it because not even my own mother believes me. Her only question was why I ruined my life with a baby when Annie was willing to reconcile, and that's about the most supportive thing she's said to me since I was dumped. The few friends who stuck with me are assuming the worst too, and it's killing me that not a single person I know sees this for what it is. Everything is ruined. Again, why would you want to ruin somebody's life? I mean, the guy who cheated, you know that this is going to hurt the person that you're with. And then Annie, why would you go so far as to even do that? Just move on with your life, be the bigger person. I know sometimes it's hard to be the bigger person, but why would you, why would you do this? Let's read some comments. Of course, Jess believes her due to that she and you are both cheaters, and she accidentally got pregnant right after you being dumped by your girlfriend of 8 years. Just wanted to make sure you didn't go back with Annie. I'm sure Jess is looking at and saying how I got him is how I lost him. Another commenter writes, the fact that you withheld the information because of what you perceived as her insecurities was really your insecurities with a painful truth you kept from your wife. Had you been honest about why you were going in the first place and had someone go with you, she may have been mad, but she'd have no reason to be insecure about Annie. You walked into a trap of your own creation. Sorry, honesty is the best policy. I guess that's why a trap is a trap, because you don't know why or when you're walking into a trap, because I'm thinking he wouldn't have known it was a trap, but that's why a trap is a trap. You don't know it's a trap. Why are you trying to make it out like you had no choice but to lie? You could have told Jess at any time. Her being insecure is an excuse. The mistress being insecure is hilarious because she had zero problems with helping mess up Annie's relationship with you, but you can't even mention Annie's name to her. Good on Annie. Both of you and Jess are going to get the lives you deserve. Yeah, have you ever seen that saying or heard that saying, have the day you deserve? I think that is very applicable here. The fact that your own mother doesn't believe you suggests that you have had this coming for a long time. Yeah, I mean, why would anybody believe him with his track record? You ruin your own reputation. What do you expect? Our last comment reads, I'm just tired of people using terms like fell pregnant. It didn't just happen, buddy. You impregnated her. What a lack of personal responsibility and passive way to describe an active event. Very active event, I might say. I stopped reading after that. The way people decide to word things tells a lot about the responsibility and they will take for their actions. No matter how many climaxes she has, she cannot get or fall pregnant. This is all up to you. She didn't fall and become pregnant. You did that. Say it with me. I impregnated her. I'm sure that your character has bled out into other areas, so I don't blame either woman for questioning you. By the way, for her sake, she would always remember how you got them is how you lose them. If you cheated with her, what made her think that you wouldn't cheat on her? If you haven't heard that saying, you lose them how you got them. Maybe there are instances where that's not the case, but how can you trust somebody that was cheating on their significant other with you? The trust there would be broken. You would just always be second guessing. And that wraps up our Reddit stories for today and our delicious snack pairing along with it, where things get messy. However, things didn't get too messy for me. And I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Please let me know in the comments below which revenge story you thought was worse. I personally, I don't know. I don't like any of them just because I think they're all petty, but maybe the father-daughter situation, because that's a relationship that is through blood and it's going to affect the relationship for years to come. So let me know what you thought of these stories, and I hope you'll join me for the next episode.